We moved to Metro Manila, to the capital of the Philippines, after I quit my job in June. And yeah, we've been here since July to December. We're planning to move next year, we hope, unless otherwise things happen and I go crazy and I do crazy things. But after a few months, so that's June, July, August, September, October, our house help from the province quit. And I believe that's better for her because she's with her family that way. When she's staying with us, she's not with her family every night. And I think that family is the most important thing in life. And mothers should be able to go home to their children at night if they're working. So I'm just happy for her. No hard feelings. And I've been alone with chores. Of course, I have my husband, my partner, to help me out when it's the weekend or when he's got time after work. It's been fun. The kids are now 3 years old and 2 years old. And yeah, this free time that I have, it's currently 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It's just drizzled and it stopped. I'm able to do this because my partner went out and got the kids to their grandparents' house, his side, because their cousin has a birthday party there. And children were invited in their neighborhood. So I got 4 hours of free time, which is lovely. Because then I can do chores and I can do my hobby, which is filming myself and saying good things. But that said, I've been doing chores, the laundry, and putting things aside, changing sheets, changing things. I've been doing it almost on a roller coaster because I have to pause in between chores. Some people actually thrive when they do like a speed run of chores, but I find that I don't because I keep forgetting things when I speed run. So yeah, I take chores very slowly, if you may, but of course whenever there are kids, everything's speed run. You can't do anything about it. But like I said, being alone at home with only the weekends to get out is something. It could drain you if you don't have that spiritual anchor to depend on. My advice is to take a small hobby aside from scrolling on your phone because scrolling kills your brain cells. Well, I've been scrolling on my phone whenever I have free time in between taking care of kids and chores. And I find that it's not actually good for my brain, for my spiritual health. So I try to read my Bible somewhere in the first floor. I'm in the second floor, our bedroom. Yeah, so I try to journal on a different notebook beside my Bible because whenever I try to write on my Bible, I'm not raised right on my Bible, but every Protestant Christian I see on TikTok and other social media write on their Bibles. But I'm Catholic, so I'm not used to that. So I got another notebook which I put stickers on, stickers about God. That's where I write mostly. And also I write godly stuff on my social media, especially TikTok. I fill it with godly stuff so that other young people can see it. Hopefully, I was drinking coffee here, and yeah, that's good. It doesn't have any milk on it. I drink coffee not right after. I've read about this. Not right after you wake up. You have to drink water and food that actually nourish you, but it doesn't work when you have a demanding 8 to 5 job or whatever job you have. I understand. It just doesn't work like that. You can't have a slow life when you choose your career. You can only do slow life about 20 to 30% of the time, not even, like 10% of the time. You can think about your nutrition, the healthy food that you eat. You think about that 10% of the time. But it's fine because, it's actually fine to not live a perfect slow life that you dream of. Some people even thrive living a fast life, like my husband, like my partner. But I know how much they want to spend, live their lives in a perfect slow life. Like one time I took my partner in a Baguio coffee shop. It's a cold place. And he just sat there, drank coffee, and looked at the scenery, and I think he loved it. So, yeah, I think everyone just wants something, a place to just think about things. That being said, when you're suffering and no one can hear about it because in your life you don't want to tell people things, you want to keep it to yourself. I've been there. I share a lot to my friends. I rarely share on social media because I've learned before that you can't just share your mind on social media. You have to, please, you have to keep your life private for as long as you could do it. So what I do is I tell stories to my friends about my life because sometimes I can't keep it in. I am talkative, I'm creative, I'm raised like this, and I am this. I need an outlet to express my thoughts, my art. YouTube is actually my outlet. Well, I've not been very active here because it takes brain cells to curate a good YouTube video. Yes, whenever you're suffering, there is a way to take it gracefully, but you have to believe it, If you don't believe that you can take it gracefully, it's not gonna work. I'm Catholic. I practice it as best I could, and based on my research, there is a way to take suffering with grace. You have to offer the negative feelings that you're feeling to the suffering of the rest of the world, of other people, and even the souls in purgatory. Yes, not all people believe in purgatory, especially Protestant Christians, but it's real. It's in the Bible, and there are visions of the place. So I thought that when there's a little inconvenience that I'm experiencing, instead of saying profanity and instead of throwing things around, yes, I throw things when I'm frustrated. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm trying to change because we don't want ourselves to throw things, right? So offer it to the suffering of other people, to children in hospitals, to sick people in hospitals, to poor people in the streets, to people who have lost their homes because of storms, to to your mother who's crying because of life difficulties, to young people who are confused right now. I've been there. I've been confused as a young person. Like, what am I going to be? What am I going to do? What am I going to say? Offer it to them so that they may find clarity. And out of religion, scientifically, that's energy being transferred to another thing on earth. And it transforms. Energy is not broken, it's transformed. That's how you explain it scientifically and not religiously. But in the religious concept, in the Catholic dogma, you can offer your sufferings to the suffering of others. So the little things that I have offered was every time, for example, you're just cleaning and the kids are running around and your husband's gonna wake up and you need to hurry up because you're pressured to keep the house clean when he wakes up, and then you bump your head and then you're just you want to cuss. I don't cuss. I stop myself and I say, Lord, I offer this to the suffering of children, to someone else. That's simple. And I find that I actually feel lighter every time I do that, because it feels better to avoid something negative and to offer it to others instead, for the reparation of souls, for the betterment of other people's lives. It might not work, but it might work, right? You might get someone's life a little easier because of your little prayer, your little offering. And you also avoid exploding in your house, in your home. I was gonna try to avoid social media for a bit, but TikTok has the TikTok shop and affiliates. I cannot live without recommendations, but maybe I should. Maybe I should try. I was planning to only live with YouTube and Lazada. There are a lot of scams on Lazada, but maybe if you only shop from Lazmall or the official items on there, maybe you'll be safe. And I'm also planning to get more vegan food in our home, because basically I'm vegan, but my partner is not. And our families are not. So sometimes I'm forced to compromise. Not only sometimes, but always. Most of the time, I'm forced to compromise. And of course, I offer that suffering to the reparation of souls in purgatory and the suffering of others. I think that's just my update for today. I don't know when I'll get my next break. So every time I get breaks like this, it only takes 1 to 2 hours. Not enough time. I need 4 hours at least, like this, because there's a 4-hour party. I hope I found useful things from my speech. And I hope you're inspired to do better and be better for yourself and for your family.